Hey everybody, welcome to the very first episode of Cooking with Mr. Wells. Alright, so I don't know if any of you guys are listening to the podcast that I'm sharing on Classroom. Shout out to Gabby, I know you are, and Mr. C and Amy. Thank you for the email, loved it. The one that I shared yesterday was about, well, there were two takeaways. It was called Life Tips, and there were two takeaways that I really liked. Number one, forgive yourself. Don't put too much pressure on yourself right now during this time. Being relaxed and finding a way to kind of take a step back and breathe a little bit is super important, especially now. Step number two, huge focus, passion projects. That's something the teachers have been talking about for you guys, and we really want that to be the center of some of your learning going forward, because passion projects, for me, mine's cooking. During this break, but it is really something that helps me just kind of zone out and take my mind off of the news or what's going on outside or being stressed or stuck inside all day. So for you, it can be something new that you've always wanted to try, or it can be something that you love doing but just never have time for because of the stress of school. So let's get started. This one is going to be called the fried rice one, or the fried rice one.
I shut my eyes and my mouth and my legs just gave out.
So, fried rice. Fried rice is actually the first recipe that I ever learned how to make on my own. I was in college, and you guys will find out soon enough. It's pretty slim pickings. The only things that we ever had in our cabinets in college were rice, eggs, and ramen. So today's recipe actually uses two of those ingredients. This is rice. It's day-old rice though, that you just have laying around in your fridge, which we always did. Eggs we always had on hand because they were 99 cents for a dozen. And the recipe ingredients you can kind of play around with, which is what I love about fried rice. Today we're going to be making a chicken fried rice, but you can really use anything that you guys have laying around to throw in. My wife really loves a hot Italian sausage and jalapeno fried rice. I like the vegetarian fried rice, but you can use chicken, you can use pork, you can use anything. For oil today, you're gonna have canola oil. You can also use corn oil, vegetable oil, whatever you guys have at home. Last tip are green peas and carrots. This is the perfect amount to actually sell them at 99 cents at Cermak. So this dish is actually a really cheap meal to make too. So for those of you guys who want to help your parents out, they seem stressed too, can't go out to a nice restaurant right now, make the dish. The four things that you're going to need today are spatula. Mine's a rubber spatula. You can use anything you want. A couple pans, a little frying pan, and a tablespoon. So why don't you go ahead and get those things ready, and I'll post the ingredients up for you guys right now.
When I'm down, when I'm down, when I'm down, I get lost in and out when you walk in and out. Turn my hair in and out, I get stomped in the ground. I'm down, but I'm down. I get lost in and out when you walk in and out. Turn my hair in and out, I get stomped in the ground.
All right, step number one, you have your pot and your spatula and your eggs. So this is what my eggs look like from up above. You're gonna see them starting to get solidified a little bit. All right, so my eggs are finished. I'm just going to take a bowl, and we're going to set them aside for right now. This is my favorite part of the dish. And we're not going to see these eggs again until later on. All right, for step number two, we're going to heat your canola oil up in a frying pan on medium heat. And then we're going to toss in onions. And when your oil is hot, you can kind of hear that sizzle a little bit. That's what we're looking for. And now add your frozen peas and frozen corn. And we are gonna let this cook for about 15 seconds. And we're gonna use our first little tablespoon of soy sauce right now to get these guys some flavor. So 1 tablespoon. All right, so we're gonna let this cook in the oil and soy sauce for about 5 minutes. But look at how colorful this is. It's so pretty. All right, so after about 5 minutes, we are going to add our day-old rice. And we're gonna stir it in nice and good. That's gonna take about a minute. And now we're gonna get to the fried rice part. Now we're gonna add the oil and the soy sauce to give it some color. This is 1 tablespoon of canola oil. And then we have 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And that's gonna give it that dark fried rice color. And so we're gonna spend about 4 or 5 minutes just kind of constantly stirring this. And that's gonna give it that fried rice crunchy texture. Oh, it looks so good already. I'm just realizing now that like how much of a comfort food fried rice is for me. I've been eating it for a long time, but I don't know if you've ever heard that expression, but comfort food is just kind of a food that makes you feel like you're at home or safe or relaxed, or when you're having a bad day or a bad week and you have this, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I remember when I was in 8th grade, I have 5 sisters. I don't know if you guys know that, but my 2 older sisters were never home. They were always out with their friends or something. And my younger sisters I had to watch a lot. But on Wednesday nights, my parents had a bowling league, and I would drop my little sisters off at my grandparents while my parents went bowling, and my grandma would always ask me if I wanted to stay for dinner, and I would say, no, it's okay, and she'd give me $5, and I would walk home, and on the way home there was this little Chinese restaurant, and I would get some fried rice, and the fried rice wasn't good, but that was like the 2 hours, like the entire week, where the house was quiet, and I got to be by myself, and without that, like 2 hours to recharge my batteries, I don't know how I would have made it. But this makes me think of those memories and makes me feel connected to people. So it's kind of a comfort food still, but in a completely different way. Look at this color. Oh, so amazing. Now we are going to add our chicken, our eggs. I'm going to stir them up just a little bit. And our last bit of soy sauce.
I shut my eyes and my mouth and my legs just gave out. Why in the world would you hear me?
Here it is. Final product. Looks awesome, doesn't it? Shout out to Andrena for the chopsticks. I love them. I use them all the time. But I hope this video inspired you, whether it's to make fried rice or just cook something in general. We want you to start exploring your passion projects, something that you're excited about, something that you really wanted to do, something that you never have time for. Now is the time, people. So find your voice, find your creativity, and go for it. There's nothing else going on. Bye. My first review. I think she likes it. Let me just grab a bowl.
Smell the